Hey guys, it's Nate doing the Options Locator April 4th, 2021 newsletter. I'm just going to start off with the newsletter from last week. So first off, we had Fedex. Had a really nice breakout here on Tuesday. It started coming up through this range, triggered the alert here, made for a really nice push there on Tuesday, so pretty happy with that move. Then we had GLD, had a broke out of the upward trend line here on Monday, then had a huge gap down, so a good continuation there on Tuesday to the downside. Had this open gap here, and then it filled it with this candle here on Wednesday, but good trigger off the outside to inside day down to the upward trend line. And then found support down here around 157. GSK had a pretty good day on Monday. Triggered the alert just barely. It wicked it, but then it couldn't get into the gap, so negated that move there. MasterCard went double inside week, so it will be on this week's newsletter. So they held this upward trend line pretty well. So now we're looking for this outside day continuation to the upside, take the double inside week up. PM Philip Morris triggered the initial entry, couldn't get the second entry target over 91.25. Broke through this upward trend line, negated it, stopped you out. So looked like it was going to be good to start, and then they reversed course. Apple broke out this downward trend line on Monday. On Monday's video, I readjusted it to look something like this, and then it triggered on Wednesday, so it re-triggered there. So really good move on that small gap up there, and that was a decent move on Wednesday. AbbVie, pretty solid day or week. Got into the gap just like we suspected it would, and it just continued on up. So I'm looking for gap fill continuation off the inside day hammer to start the week out on Monday. ABT triggered first thing Monday, but then it couldn't get to the first target of 123.18. Probably would have gotten stopped out there. Broke through that upward trend line, so I'm now looking for downside continuation there. ATVI, that was a really good breakout on Monday. Had already broken out this downward trend line, so we were looking for a breakout over 92.60. Got that alert. Went to darn near 95, which was our target, and then it paused these 2 days here, and then on Thursday it continued to make a nice continuation to confirm the weekly move there. BIBB, Biogen broke out this downward trend line, took the outside to inside day up, but couldn't do much with it on that spinner. Went outside day, so just now barely getting over 280. Still looking for more continuation there. There's some trial data or something soon, so look for that to really take off here soon. eBay broke out on Monday over at 6103, pulled back, held the upward trend line, went again and made a nice solid move there on Friday or on Thursday to close out the week. Google, probably one of the better plays of the week, even though it's an expensive name. Took the inside day up through the downward trend line over to our 2045.64 price, and then Thursday was a pretty stellar day. Got over that 2100 and hump, closed pretty well around 2130. So now we're looking for 2145 plus for new highs. I know a lot of you guys got that one, so pretty good stuff there. MGLZ broke out first thing on Monday, and then it was looking for that breakout over 60, and finally got it, but they couldn't hold it. So not a terrific move, but a decent move. So even on that, you're just over 1%, nothing major. Kind of looks better than what it really was. And then they broke this upward trend line, so kind of they hit that 60 wall and then pulled it back. So kind of expected. And once they couldn't hold it, once it opened up here on Tuesday, you kind of assumed where they were going to go with it. 3M, it broke out, but then they couldn't hold it, took the inside day down through the upward trend line. Now they're trying to reclaim this trend line, so really needs to make a confirmed move over 195 for any continuation. Stamp, SCMP broke out over 200, pulled back, and then reconfirmed it. So now I'm liking this for that long swing position via commons even more here. UPS, right there with Fedex, but it was, we were trying to get out of this channel, and it broke out. So next target here is going to be 176, and then 178 or 1 plus. So pretty good effort there on UPS's part. Visa, so we had the initial breakout on Monday over 213.70, then went double inside day, was part of the review for going into Thursday, and then took the double inside day up. Had a stellar move actually on Thursday, so now I'm looking for that run to 220. And Walmart broke out over that 135 on that Friday before, and then had a really nice day on Monday, but then couldn't do much with it from there. So now I would look for really over 137 would be the ideal move, and then 138, 139, 40, and 140.70. So now we'll move on to this week's newsletter. So starting out, we've got Airbnb. We saw that flow, a couple weeks back, but they are having trouble really getting over the higher 200s or the lower 200s, I guess, and really making a solid push. So looks like 220 is about it for it. So I'm looking for for them to continue to hold this upward trend line here, get a move over 194, 195 area, run the 200. And then 203, 205, and then get back up in that range. So pretty good action so far. They held it here at 170, held it here again. So if it does pull back, look for support here around 170. I do like this one though. Amazon, pretty good movement lately. I like its run on Friday. I keep making that mistake. I like its run on Thursday. Took the inside day up Wednesday, Thursday, trying to get through this downward trend line here. Like for it to really get over 3180, 3175 here, run up to 3200, tiny gap right here. So when we get that tiny gap filled, 3240, 3250 area is what I'm looking at there. Apps, very strong name, long-term growth name. Really needs to make that run. We got that 100 magnet here, but that was a nasty shooter there. So if we can get a move here over 85.50, get over 88, get over 90, 92, then we can see a solid run towards 100 again. I do like, you made that run here, pulled back, made that 100 magnet, pulled back, finished filling that gap, found old support, all this area here. Since this was the old breakout area, so hovered around support and went right back to it. So I do like this setting up here longer. Baba, so it's interesting spot right here. It's got a little downward trend line action going and upward trend line action pretty tight here. So a break below this upward trend line, looking for 220. A break above, I'm looking for 232 plus. So pretty tight, pretty obvious ranges right there. Baidu, I had that sell off here, a week before, so took the inside day up, trying to get a move over basically over 225 confirmed. So if we can get here over 223, maybe get an early entry here, up over 227, run back to 230, 240. 240 seems to be a good base for it here, and here. Comcast, good little base action going on here around 54. Get us a break over 55 through this downward trend line here. And have a longer term play towards, I'd like to see it run up here around 60. If we can get this pull back and then basically go up this way. So that's kind of what, go that way out. So as long as it continues to hold 54, get a break over this downward trend line, I think it's going to be some good action. Probably take a swing play on that. CMLF, saw 2 candles here off of earnings. So pretty good base here around 13. These 3 days, 4 days here. They came through this trend line here. Pretty good candle here. It's 12.5% candle. So get over 17, 15 or so, and I would like to see it really run. Disney, 189 in my breakout area here, holding up okay. Found an old support area here, so found it again over here, holding this trend line. If we can get a break over at 189, I'm looking for at least 194 out of it. Etsy, downward trend line's a little further out than I'd like, but if we can get over 212, make it 212.50, then I don't see any reason why we can't get to 221 pretty quick, and that would put us up around that downward trend line, depending on what day it happens. But holding up okay. Again, this is an old support area, holding 200. They held 200 here. All these wicks here held it, and now they held it here. So now I'm looking for another short-term bounce up. GM, nice action going on here. Ever since our breakout back over here, it's moved up pretty well. I don't even know what that is. You're looking at 45% there, so pretty good action. Really waiting for the breakout over 59, and then 60, and then really make a solid move over 62 for new highs. Here, we caught this one way back when. Good move. Now it's got a nice little base going on around 25 here. So we'll get over 25.75, and I'd like to see it move up to at least 30. MasterCard, already went over that in a review a little bit, but here we go. Holding this upward trend line. Outside day today, still waiting on this breakout, basically over 366.61. Basically, if we can get 365, I might get in a little bit early. Then get this breakout here, 370, and on upward. MGM, we had win on Thursday off the double inside day, and casinos and resorts doing pretty well right now. You've got the vaccine news, you got all this other news and everything, so pretty nice move here out of that triangle there on Thursday. So now looking for a breakout over 40, then 42. Netflix, we had the inside day and up move on Wednesday, continuation Thursday. Now looking over 543.12. I believe it went outside bearish to inside bullish on the weekly. Correct. So my favorite type of setup there. So if we can get that, let's see, it's 543.12. Yes. So 543.12. Really, even if we get over, we'll make this 541. Make that breakout over 541. Target 543.12, and then 548.01, 550. RBLX. No idea what it is, what they do. I think it's gaming or something. I don't have kids old enough to even know what it is. But they took the double inside day down here. Then they went inside week. So on the weekly, I think this is, I was getting it confused with a different name. So this is their first inside week. So I'm waiting for it to break out over 70. Get up here around 72 and then break out over this resistance 72.70. And shop, small little browning formation going on here. They bounced it off, so now they're coming back up. Very tight action through this area here. Would like to see a weight and break on 1200 for it to push higher. Options pretty much suck on this one. Wide spreads and expensive spreads, so you got to be right on that one. So but I do like this, if they can push through the top of this browning formation, get up here around 1320 to this gap, maybe even 1360 to close it. Alta took the inside week down here, then they took the double inside day up, still on the inside week here, waiting for a breakout over 315. Here was our earnings. They pulled it back, holding this upward trend line. We get a breakout over 315. I'd like to see them test this gap around 326. And VIPs falls in the same category as Baidu and IQ and TME, but on a more extreme case, as long as 2968 holds, I think they're okay. Break through this small little downward trend line here. I'd get us all push over 32, 33, 34. So under 2968, then I think we see 28. But I think this was pretty drastic, and so I think they're going to start. This is a nice little short-term base this week. So see what they can do this week with it. As far as the other setups go, I didn't want to drown you guys too much, so I only have two, just AMD and Uber. So start off with AMD. You zoom out here, they were holding this gap, doing the best they can here. Tested it here, barely entered it, and then they almost tested it again this past week. If you look at all the other chip names, NVIDIA, and everything, semiconductors are doing pretty well. So see if we can get this through this downward trend line, basically over 82. If we can get a breakout over 82, I'd like to see 85 and then 87. And Uber, I'd like a breakout here, basically over 58, 57.63. Close this tiny gap here. They close this gap. That goes to 58.38, so just about $1 there. Get us back up to 60. 60 short-term resistance. You see that cluster here. Get over 60, you get 62, 64 higher. So that's pretty much all I have. Looking forward to starting, having the first full week of April here for us. So I'm excited. March is behind us. Tough month of trading. I think we did okay. Hope you guys did okay. And if you have any questions, let me know.